Romantic confidence makes sex life dynamic, to say the least, and they often push to explore new ways to express their affection with imaginative enthusiasm.
What's up, everyone? For this video, I am gonna figure out what my personality is, and I'm gonna take the MBTI test. So the MBTI test is based on the theory that all humans experience the world using 4 principal psychological functions. So sensation, intuition, feeling, and thinking. So the 4 main categories in this test is introversion/extroversion, sensing or intuition, and then thinking/feeling, and then judging or perceiving. So taking a letter from each of those 4 groups, you get results like INFP or ESTJ. It's a funny thing I've noticed, in Korea they really care about this kind of thing, like personality traits, types. Before it used to be like, what blood type are you? I think Korea is like the only country that does this, but now everyone asks like, what is your MBTI result? Don't take it like too seriously. I'm just doing it for fun. So, and to make this even more fun, I have another alcoholic beverage. And this is a Ballantine's Finest Blended Scotch Whisky. I'm not being sponsored by this, so I'm just gonna get myself a glass. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. And I have a glass on the rocks because I love on the rocks. I mean, I think whiskey is best drunk like straight without any ice, but I love ice, so. This is obviously not like premium grade whiskey, but I just got what I could at the convenience store.
Oh my god, I spilled some.
It says Jack Daniels. Some people in the last video I did with the beer, they were saying like, why are you drinking a San Miguel in like a Hoegaarden glass? I was like, I don't know. I drink with whatever I have in the house. So today I'm drinking Ballantine's Scotch whiskey with a Jack Daniels glass. Not being sponsored by any of these brands, but I welcome any possible brand deals with any of these companies, so.
Cheers!
And I'm really going to try my 100% best to try and answer these as honestly as possible. I've got my iPad, I'm going to do it on here. So let's do this. Question number 1. You regularly make new friends? Yeah, I don't find it that hard to make new friends, I don't think. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. I think when I was younger, yes. But as I get a little bit older, I find myself not as much. I just feel a lot more like level-headed, just less emotional about everything. Not just like anger or like sad emotions, but also like happy emotions or like love kind of feelings. It's not as like a massive as of a high as it was when I was like younger. Everything's a bit more like the same. I'm gonna say disagree. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. I would say no to this. I mean, yeah, I talk to my friends the most in these types of situations, but I don't find it hard to talk to new people. In fact, I quite like it. So I would say I disagree with this. You are very sentimental. I would say, and I think my friends would also say, out of like all of my friends, I'm the most like logical, blunt. If I'm sad about something, like for example, like a breakup or whatever, I think I take like the least time out of all of my friends to like get past that, because I just find like, being sad kind of like a waste of time. I'm just like, I have shit to do. Like I don't have time to like mope. Obviously, I am sentimental. I have emotions. I love sad music. Whether I am very sentimental, I would have to disagree kinda. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Yeah, I would agree with this. I'm like a self-hater, so no like random hater on the internet can probably hate me more than I do myself. So yeah, a small mistake does cause me to doubt my overall abilities. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. Like I said before, as I get a bit older, I would say I agree with this. You just become more adult and you realize you just can't go on impulse on your feelings. I follow my head more than my heart. I agree. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. We're all human, right? We all want to make a good impression on people. Especially me as a YouTuber, like you want to be liked by like the majority of the people, right? But there's that famous book The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a really famous book. It's probably like a bestseller. Some people have said to me like, oh, weren't you worried like when you started doing YouTube that people were gonna say things about you or say that you're like an attention seeker? Right now, today, like I truly don't give a single shit about that kind of thing. Life is short, guys. Life is really short. You know, I lost my mom 2 years ago to cancer, and I never thought like I'll be losing a parent in my 20s. After my mom passed away, like that really just changed me into like a more YOLO person. People can say what they want, I really don't care. Like I'm just gonna do what I want to do. It says you rarely worry about whether you make a good impression, and I would disagree. But it's not like I stay stuck worrying about that for like weeks on end. No, I usually get over things, like I said, quite quickly, so disagree. Guys, do you know what I just realized halfway through this test? I realized I haven't taken a thumbnail. I can't take a thumbnail with like a glass that's like basically empty, so I'm pouring myself some more, but it's only for the thumbnail, okay? YouTube got problems. Okay, let me take a thumbnail. I'll be back in a sec. I've taken a thumbnail and copious sips later. Let's continue with the test. I feel like I'm getting quite drunk. Whiskey is definitely stronger than beer, guys, if you didn't know. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. I kind of disagree. I think many times I took the leader role. If I plan holidays with friends, then I end up usually being the one that meticulously plans out our itinerary, because I have to plan it. So generally I think I take the leader role. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. If you guys don't know, I'm a musician. Also, being a YouTuber is also being creative, right? Because you're creating something out of nothing. And I always said, like, if I didn't become a musician, I would have wanted to become like a writer or something. I love the arts. I love music. I love art itself. The arts really makes the world go around. Honestly, it does. So, disagree with this question. I'm definitely an artistic type person. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I allow myself to relax before I have to do chores. You enjoy watching people argue. No. Hell to the no. Why would I enjoy watching people argue? That just brings me anxiety and stress. Does anyone like watching people argue? That's so strange to me. I'd much rather be watching like... Next question. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. The fact that I'm on YouTube, right, and doing this right now currently, I disagree with this. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Generally, no. With important things, I don't like to just leave things to the last minute. That just gives me anxiety, so I disagree. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I would agree, but not at the highest level, because I do like my own company also, so I would say there, maybe, yeah. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Always try to imagine a situation from another person's perspective. In like relationships as well. Even if we're arguing and I really think I'm the one that's right, I always try to imagine from like my boyfriend's perspective. So I would agree with this, yeah. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. Probably not. After that kind of week, I usually would probably prefer to like just chill at home by myself, or just like with 1 or 2 people. But a lively social event after a long and exhausting week, that sounds just like more work to me. I would disagree with this. Guys, I'm feeling quite drunk at this point. You rarely feel insecure. Disagree 1000%. You avoid making phone calls. I prefer making phone calls than text. Also because I just hate like being stuck on my phone. Like if I'm texting someone for a long time, there's something to genuinely talk about, then like I would just much rather prefer to call that person. I like hearing people's like nuances and voices on the phone. You get a much clearer picture than by text or email. So in your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. I would say yes. I think it's like 50-50. I do reach out to people a lot, so yeah, I agree. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago. No, disagree. Mistakes are what makes us, guys. Don't let mistakes define who you are right now. Just try to do your best today. That's all you can do. So I disagree with that. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Ha! emotions. No, I control you. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Basically what I'm doing right now. I think it's such a blessing, honestly. Obviously there are sometimes where I do feel lonely and I do want like other partners, or like I wish I had like a group, like a YouTuber group, but I do love the fact that I can work by myself. So I would agree with this, yes. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. No, I prefer quiet, intimate places with just like a few select group of people. I didn't like going to clubs for this reason. I just found it was way too many people. I prefer quiet, intimate, I think. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. No, I don't know. I mean, if it's like my best friend, yes, but I'm not a mind reader, so no, I don't. I disagree. You often feel overwhelmed. Yes. You feel confident that things will work out for you. I agree with this. I feel like whatever hardship life throws at me, I feel like I have the strength to just like move on past it. Just don't let like hard things get you down. You just have to keep on going.
You nice. Keep going.
My results, let's see. What? Oh, okay. My personality type is Commander, ENTJT. I'm 63% extroverted, okay? I'm more intuitive than observant. I'm 64% thinking rather than feeling, and I would agree with that. It says commanders are natural born leaders. Perhaps it is best that they make up only 3% of the population. Oh, really? If there's anything commanders love, it's a good challenge, and they firmly believe that given enough time and resources, they can achieve any goal. This quality makes people with the commander personality type brilliant entrepreneurs. Oh, yay! I really hope this is correct. Okay, strengths. Efficient. I'm energetic, self-confident, strong-willed, strategic thinkers. Let's look at my weaknesses. Stubborn and dominant. I agree with this. Intolerant. It's my way or the highway. Impatient, arrogant, poor handling of emotions, cold and ruthless. Okay, let's look at romantic relationships.
Commanders put a lot of energy into their relationships, and they show their creativity by always having something new on the agenda to keep things interesting. At the same time, the commander personalities keep their eyes on the long term. And if they determine that a relationship is heading towards a dead end, they will cut their losses and move on in what will seem to their partner an abrupt end to the attention they have been receiving. This is so true. Oh my god.
Their authentic confidence makes Commander's sex life dynamic, to say the least, and they often push to explore new ways to express their affection with imaginative enthusiasm. Commander's best matches are with other intuitives, so N types, with one or two opposing traits to create more balance in the relationship, okay?
ENTJ famous people. So Bill Gates, we have Steve Jobs as ENTJ, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dwayne Johnson, Robert Downey Jr.
This is quite fun. I'll be curious to see if I do it in Korean, if I get the same result. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.